right, I have an update on the Laken Riley Act, and although it doesn't exactly have a happy ending, it does contain a very important lesson for us, so hear me out, okay? Now, I did a video last week explaining the contents of this bill and why it was so deeply alarming, so I'm not going to explain that again here. You should go back and watch it or go look up the Laken Riley Act, and you will soon understand why it is so horrifying that this bill only passed because Democrats helped it do so. P.S. Don't get me wrong, of course every single Republican also supported it, but we expect them to be racist xenophobes. We don't expect our side to do so. In a nutshell, this bill requires the detainment of undocumented immigrants who are simply accused of theft or violent crimes, accused of things like shoplifting. Yes, they can be permanently detained with no due process. It sucks, and it sucks for a lot of other reasons as well. And the only good news I can offer you about this bill passing is that we did manage to stop a lot of Democrats who were originally going to support it from supporting it in the end. That's the good news. We were particularly successful with Democrats in the Senate. The first time they voted on this bill, only 9 of them opposed it. By the time they took their final vote, because of you guys making phone calls, only 12 Senate Democrats voted for it. And here are their names. Tap on the screen to pause. So the bill needed 7 Democratic Senate votes to pass, and it got 12. Not great. In the House, we did a lot worse, however. House Democrats really screwed the pooch on this bill, shall we say. We had 48 of them supporting it the first time the vote came up, and we only peeled off 2. So 46 of them still supported it, and I'm going to show you their names. And here's where we get into strategy and our longer game. We have got to persuade Democrats to stand together against MAGA always, every time. And that starts with calling our Democratic representatives and either thanking them if they oppose this bill or chiding the hell out of them if they voted for it. Because we need to build relationships with our lawmakers, let them know that we're watching, and then praise them when they do the right thing and castigate them when they don't. It's important. I want to read you a quote from the Indivisible Guide, and this was in my newsletter today. They say, your job is to support, cheerlead, or berate your Democratic representative or senators to be active fighters for every battle we fight on the Trump agenda. That work should be loud and public, whether positive or negative. We deserve champions in Washington who don't just refuse to go along, but actively, passionately make the case against Project 2025. It's true, and we need to let our lawmakers know it. And for those of you who are going to say, oh, well, Democrats suck, it doesn't matter what we say, it's not true. Look at what they did with the anti-trans girls in sports bill. They stood together, they shamed Republicans over it, and that bill has quietly gone away. Democrats know how to do this, we just have to make them. It's time to flex our power. Let's go.